I'm beginning to feel like this is the same as one of those Magic the Gathering videos where you say, man, the collector booster box of Final Fantasy is $1,200. Why the fuck would you buy that? Here's all the other things you could buy for that amount of money that would be way more entertaining than gambling.
1,200?
For the collector boosters, yeah. For the regular booster boxes, no. But for the collector ones, yes. Collector boosters have fewer cards and they're rarer and shinier.
Well, I'm sorry, dog. You're stuck in here. You pushed your way in while I was trying to keep you out, and now that door's shut because I'm streaming.
AltFact says, yeah, but I love Final Fantasy. Yeah, but you know what you could also do with that money? You buy a Steam Deck, and then on that Steam Deck, you buy every Final Fantasy from 1 all the way up to 16. And including a membership to both 14 and a private server for 11. And it will cost you less.
Mm-hmm. But then you don't have the cards, Suris.
But then you just buy the singles, which are... always buy singles. Booster packs are a waste of money, and it's just gambling. That's all it is. Just buy singles.
So Trump declared an emergency so that he could mobilize the National Guard for the high crime rates, despite DC's crime rate being at a 30-year low. They've gotten up to over 2,000 National Guard members. They are kicking homeless people out of their camps. They're claiming that they're getting rid of the slums.
Of course.
They're booting homeless people out of the city.
But then your Steam Deck is infested with Final Fantasy? Infested? Infested? Okay, sure. It's about the only thing that got me to finally play my Steam Deck, but okay.
I considered buying a Steam Deck for my trip to Europe, but then I saw how much it cost, and I was like, fuck that.
You already have a Nintendo Switch, and you already have the only game you're gonna fucking play on it.
Okay.
Yeah? I'm waiting for the follow-up.
So, I did consider that. But then I was like, you know what? I've been playing modded Hollow Knight for so long, you can't mod it on the Switch. But the Steam Deck is just running, Linux, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you can mod it on the Steam Deck.
Mm-hmm.
And the mods work. So that was why I wanted the Steam Deck, so I could play modded Hollow Knight while I'm traveling around.
Right. And is Hollow Knight worth $450 to you?
No, which is why, yes, but
okay, cool. I knew the correction was coming.
If that was my only way to access it, then yes, I would have gotten a Steam Deck. But no. I actually that's one of the things that it's so not in the budget right now. It is so very not in the fucking budget right now. But I want to set a computer up at the TV so that I can play there. And actually play it modded and everything. And I have enough spare computer parts around here to do that. I'm looking at 2 disassembled computers that I was pulling parts out for my tech support today. But the problem is latency, because our TV is a piece of crap. So it's got really bad latency.
Uh-huh.
And I can't tolerate it. So I'm like, we need to... don't let her out. She made her bed, make her lie in it. So yeah, like the best way to get around that would be like replace the TV with like an OLED or something, which I really want to do. But there's so many other things that we need to spend money on before
just
that's
more important than an OLED.
Yeah, it's like the TV we have now. It's fine. It's not great, but it's fine. You can watch stuff on it. Is there a massive amount of tearing in fast-moving scenes? Yes. Does anyone notice that but me in the house? No.
Then there you go.
So everybody's happy with it, except for me.
And if everybody's happy except you, then we're all
Then
happy.
everybody's happy.
Glad we're on the same page.
So Trump, this is the 4th time that Trump has ordered soldiers into the streets, and they're targeting the vulnerable members of society. And the National Guard cost the government $530 per Guard member per day. So the price tag of deploying 2,091 troops in DC is well over $1 million per day. That math doesn't add up. 530 times...
And $1 million a day?
Oh, no, that is over $1 million.
You said $1 million a day?
Yeah, because it's 530 per day times 2,091 is 1.1 million. So he's spending my brain just
an actual lifelong fortune per day for a show of force.
Uh-huh.
What a petty little bitch.
So the person that wrote this article calculated, like they looked at housing prices and what it would cost to like build like subsidized housing in DC.
Mm-hmm.
And there are 5,616 homeless people in DC, unhoused people, on any given night. And 1/4 of the daily expense of deploying the National Guard would be enough to house them. So for $250,000 a day, you could house all the unhoused people in DC. But they'd rather spend 4 times that.
They'd rather have a show of force than solve a problem.
Yeah. So the daily cost of operating a safe shelter for all 30... So this is all the states that have sent National Guard troops to DC. Between all of them, they have 30,000 unhoused people. And the daily cost of operating safe shelter for all of them would still be less than 1 day of the DC occupation.
I hate this timeline. I really do. I'm not a fan.
Like, it's literally more expensive to not just house the homeless than it is to criminalize it. And this is like that thing where, like, you look at the fucking concentration camps they're setting up where mostly immigrants are being sent, and the daily cost per person to keep those things running is often way more than any benefits that any of them are even alleged to be taking advantage of. And on top of that, you now have people that were previously working members of society who are contributing to society. They've now been removed from society. So
do you ever feel like the whole point of Doge was to make sure that there was enough slush cash available for this shit?
I mean, it's crossed my mind. I'm not sure that they planned it out that well.
It just feels like a very easy gap to bridge.
So Sean says, like I said, evil is expensive. Why be evil? Because, Sean, it's expensive when you're dealing with other people's money. Because when you're evil, you can also give yourself a bunch of tax cuts and sweetheart deals. And you're, like, basically, like he's given the tax cuts to the billionaires. That is literally taking money out of the poor people's pockets to put them into the billionaires' pockets. So, yeah, it's expensive to be evil for poor people.
But it's not expensive when it's taxpayer dollars.
It's super profitable to be evil when you're evil and rich.
Mwahahahaha. Mustache.
I didn't pull the story, but I thought about it. So there are veterans that are homeless and living in the DC area. There's also a veteran living in the DC area who got arrested for burning the flag.
That thing that you're supposed to be allowed to do.
Uh-huh. Well, not only that, but according to the U.S. flag code, that's actually the proper way to dispose of a flag when it gets old.
So I've been looking into the stuff with the flag thing because it pisses me off, and we did a part on it yesterday. So what the executive order is trying to push, because you know about Trump's executive order, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So the thing,
like it happened like an hour before this guy got arrested for burning the flag.
So the executive order, what they are trying to say is that if you burn the flag maliciously, that is what causes you to get in trouble. Now, bear in mind, the problem with this is very obviously they get to determine what maliciously means. But that is how they get away with violating our First Amendment rights, is they go, well, you're allowed to burn the flag. Nobody says you can't dispose of it correctly. But if you try to burn the flag maliciously...
No, you're giving them too much credit. They don't know what's in the fucking flag code. Otherwise, they wouldn't be wearing the American flag on all their clothes. That's very clearly prohibited.
That's not a violation of flag code either.
Is it not?
Nope. So the way they get around that one is the flag code requires it to be a 13-striped, 50-starred flag for it to be the American flag. Otherwise, it could be a Cuban flag, for all we fucking know.
Okay, but they literally wear the flag as a cape sometimes.
I'm not saying that they don't always have a good workaround. I just know that with like the flag clothing and shit, usually it doesn't have exactly 13 stripes and exactly 50 stars.
I might be wrong on this one, but I feel like there's also like using it as a backdrop is a violation. Like, I'm sure there are exceptions for that. Like if you're a politician or whatever, then having it behind you is fine. But like for news anchors and stuff, you know, like what Fox likes to do. I'm pretty sure that's a violation, but I don't remember that one clearly enough.
That one I don't know.
Okay. So, yeah, anyway, they are spending way more money on giving a show of force in DC than it would cost to just actually house the
solve DC's
homeless.
Problems?
I put it on top
Solving problems is hard.
The thing in it.
Why would we actively solve problems? We could instead don't.
In the 80s, Supreme Court said you could burn the flag. Yep, but precedent doesn't matter anymore.
Yep. J.D. Vance has been tweeting about how that law was incorrect, and Clarence Thomas has been trying to argue for years that that law is incorrect. Fortnite has introduced roly-polies into the game.
Yeah, I mean, can't be worse than getting Darth Vader to say skibbity toilet.
I don't think Skibbity Toilet's actually been introduced into the game yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if it did.
It would not surprise me at all. Yeah.
Hey, thanks for making it to the end of the video. I really could not do any of this without all of you. Those of you watching, and especially those of you who support me on Patreon. I wanted to go ahead and take a minute to thank all of you who do that, because with YouTube being what it is these days, I really cannot do this full time without the support from each and every one of you. Those people would be Red Joker, Purple Poundini, Jemshin, Britzkrieg, Jupe the Malignant, Michael, Ravalern, Mabbity Babbity, Astral Frontier, Tales of Atonement, Nixie Chan, Kiri Artemis, Limor Pinku, Love Bunny Games, Victorian Alchemist, I'm not saying the last part of that, and you know that, Aurora, Leela Ururaka, Arcton Arclacier, Kiratorian, Dren Hadamata, Jordan M, John L, Lord Bleck, Smiling Game Master, and Fireshard. Thank you so very much. But since you're here, why not go ahead and try watching another one? There should be one that's on the screen right now. And if you are a patron of mine, I wanted to go ahead and thank you again for all of your support. There is still a video you could press though, if you'd like. I would appreciate it. Just a little bit.